Manchester United fans, renowned for their unwavering loyalty, were streaming toward the exits with 20 minutes still on the clock. Their team was being dismantled 3-0 by Manchester City. But this wasn't just another derby defeat. This was the latest chapter in what might be the most catastrophic managerial appointment in Premier League history. Ruben Amorim was supposed to be the Portuguese prophet who would restore Manchester United to their former glory. Instead, after nearly a year in charge, the 40-year-old has achieved something remarkable. He's created the worst Manchester United side in living memory, and the statistics prove it beyond any reasonable doubt. Let's start with the numbers that make for truly uncomfortable reading. Since taking charge, Amorim has overseen 31 Premier League games, winning just 8, drawing 7 and losing a worrying 16. That translates to a win percentage that would make even the most optimistic United fan wince, just 26%. To put that in context, David Moyes, widely considered United's worst post-Ferguson appointment until now, managed a 50% win rate during his ill-fated tenure. But here's where it gets truly damning. Of the 17 teams who have been present in the Premier League since Amorim took over, Manchester United sit dead last with just 31 points from 31 games. They're level with Tottenham on points but with an inferior goal difference of -13. The only difference is that Spurs had the conviction to change managers after such grim readings. Even West Ham, who've had 2 different managers in that period, have accumulated more points than Amorim's United. The current season started with hope that things might finally turn around, but that optimism has been brutally extinguished. 4 points from their opening 4 Premier League matches represents United's worst start to a campaign since 1992. The cruel irony is that was the season Sir Alex Ferguson won the inaugural Premier League title. Ferguson, however, had already established himself with cup victories and a second-place finish. Amorim arrives with no such credit in the bank and absolutely no hope of doing the same. What makes these statistics even more shocking is the investment made in the squad. Since Amorim's arrival, United have spent approximately £250 million on new signings while clearing out most of their so-called bomb squad. This wasn't a manager inheriting a depleted squad without financial backing. This was a coach given the resources to implement his vision. Yet his vision has produced some of the most toothless football Old Trafford has ever witnessed. Things have been worse since Amorim took over. They have failed to score in 10 of 25 league games under his management and have found the back of the net only 30 times. For a club that once boasted the attacking prowess of Andy Cole, Ruud van Nistelrooy and Cristiano Ronaldo, this represents a fall from grace that defies comprehension. The tactical stubbornness has become equally concerning. Amorim's insistence on his 3-4-3 formation, regardless of personnel or opposition, has drawn criticism from all quarters. Wayne Rooney, speaking with the authority of the problem with this system is having 2 in midfield. The players have not got the energy and legs to cover the full width of the pitch and go up and down. They're getting overrun and overpowered in that midfield. This has become even more concerning given his insistence on playing Bruno Fernandes in one of those midfield positions, something opposing teams have repeatedly capitalised on this season. Yet Amorim remains defiant. After the Manchester City defeat, he stated, "I accept that, but I'm not going to change. When I want to change my philosophy, I will change, but if not, you have to change the man." This isn't the voice of tactical flexibility, it's the sound of a manager who appears more committed to his system than to getting results for Manchester United. Perhaps even more concerning than the tactical inflexibility are Amorim's public outbursts. Earlier this year, Amorim labelled his team as probably the worst team in the history of the club after their 3-1 defeat to Brighton in the Premier League. While honesty can be refreshing, repeatedly undermining your own players in public is a dangerous game. His more recent admission that "sometimes I want to quit, sometimes I want to be here for 20 years" suggests a manager who's struggling with the psychological demands of one of football's most pressurised jobs. The cup performances have been equally embarrassing. United's humiliating exit to League Two side Grimsby Town in the Carabao Cup wasn't just a shock result, it was a symbol of how far standards have fallen. When lower league opposition can outfight and outthink Manchester United, serious questions must be asked about preparation, motivation and tactical acumen. Yet, even without any European or domestic competitions and playing 1 game a week, performances seem even worse despite having more time on the training ground. Comparing Amorim to other struggling Premier League managers only serves to highlight how uniquely poor his record has been. Frank Lampard's disastrous second stint at Chelsea yielded a better win percentage. Even Steve Bruce's much criticised tenure at Newcastle produced more positive results relative to expectations and resources. The cruel reality is that Manchester United currently find themselves closer to relegation than to the top four. They're closer in points to the relegation zone, 1 point, than they are the top four, 5 points. Even if the season is only beginning, these are worrying signs for the club, especially with how the last campaign ended. The thing that should give fans pause with this premature stat is that United aren't only struggling to beat the big six of the league, but every single game, even against relegation fodder, is a fight for their lives. For a club of United's stature and investment, this represents an unprecedented crisis. What makes Amorim's situation even more precarious is the lack of any improvement. Modern football allows for initial struggles as new systems bed in, but we're approaching a full year of his tenure with regression rather than progression. The patterns of play remain confused, the defensive structure continues to leak goals, and the attacking output has actually declined despite all the big money signings. The question posed in our title isn't an overreaction, it's a legitimate inquiry backed by unprecedented failure. Amorim remarkably only amassed 24 points from his first 25 Premier League games at 0.96 points per game. Among managers of major Premier League clubs, this represents the worst start in the competition's history. So is Ruben Amorim the worst manager in the Premier League? The statistics suggest that among current managers, his record is without equal in the worst possible way. Whether he's the worst in Premier League history is debatable, but he's certainly carved out his own category of underachievement. With the Red Devils starting the new season even worse than they finished last, Amorim's legacy may already be written. The only question remaining is whether Manchester United will make the change before this gets any worse, or if they'll continue to watch one of football's great institutions crumble under the weight of tactical stubbornness and declining standards. The theatre of dreams has become a nightmare, and Ruben Amorim appears to be the architect of United's most painful era in living memory. Do you think it will get better for the Portuguese, or is the writing already on the wall? Let us know in the comments. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any new videos. See you next time. Bye.
Do you want to make money with affiliate marketing? Join the Goal90 Shop affiliate program and start earning today. Get your unique affiliate link and exclusive discount coupon to share with your audience. Every sale made through your link earns you a 10% commission. No limits, just real earnings. Don't miss out. Turn your influence into income now.